Deep in the Japanese forest sits the Nakagusu-ku Hotel, a luxury resort abandoned mid-construction. Workers fled after experiencing visions and accidents. A Buddhist monk warned the land was cursed. When the developer ignored him, he reportedly went insane, disappeared into the hills, and was never seen again. The Lalaurie Mansion in New Orleans appears beautiful, but its walls once echoed with screams. In 1834, rescuers found enslaved people chained and mutilated inside. Madame Lalaurie fled, never tried. Visitors say you can still hear crying through the walls and see faces pressed against the attic windows. A mysterious fog once swallowed an entire village, and it never returned. In 1916, the fog of silence enveloped the English village of Epping, causing residents to vanish overnight. Despite searches, no trace was ever found, spawning legends of supernatural abductions or time slips. Some believe demon roads are gateways to hell on Earth. Legends say certain roads worldwide cause strange phenomena. Cars malfunction, travelers vanish, and spirits appear, leading to beliefs these paths are cursed or literal gates to the underworld. A family vanished, and all they left behind was a decaying house and a dinner table still set. In 1959, the Martin family disappeared from their Oregon home without a trace. Investigators found no signs of struggle, but the house felt ... wrong. Cold meals, a radio still playing. Some say they were taken by something older than the woods around them. A doll so evil, priests refused to bless it twice. In 1994, a handmade straw doll was found nailed inside the walls of an abandoned Polish farmhouse. Locals claimed it was used in a Silesian blood ritual to trap a demon named Gogoloth. After its removal, 5 villagers died under mysterious circumstances. The house has since been sealed and declared forever unclean by regional clergy. There's a room in Prague no one opens, not because of what's inside, but what might wake up. The Speculum Alchemia, one of Europe's oldest alchemy labs, was sealed for centuries. Inside, strange tools, preserved creatures, and a book made of stitched-together skin. One page references summoning the Red Spirit. The city refuses to speak about it. In the remote forests of Bavaria, villagers tell of the Alp, a night demon said to sit on people's chests while they sleep, causing terrifying nightmares and paralysis. In 1780, a man was found dead, clutching his chest, claiming the Alp had whispered his name before crushing his breath away. She told her followers she could speak to the dead, and they believed her. In 1920s Boston, medium Minamida Marjorie Crandon convinced doctors, journalists, and even Houdini she could channel her dead brother. But behind the seances were hidden tools, trick cabinets, and a twisted obsession with fame. They warned James Dean about the car. His silver Porsche 550 Spyder was nicknamed Little Bastard, and it killed more than just Dean. After his fatal crash in 1955, the car was salvaged, but pieces of it were linked to other deadly accidents. Even a mechanic trying to fix it was crushed beneath it. The wreckage vanished in the 1960s, never found again. The Nuttalavi of Scottish legend is a grotesque horse-like demon with no skin, its raw muscles exposed, and toxic breath that destroys crops. In 1600, a village was said to have been wiped out overnight by the Nuttalavi's fury, leaving nothing but scorched earth behind. In Japanese folklore, the Tengu are bird-like demons known for kidnapping children and leading travelers astray. In 1905, a group of children disappeared near Mount Kurama, with footprints suggesting they were carried off by something not quite human. They found him sliced open and stitched shut without a single drop of blood in the room. In 1935, a man checked into the President Hotel in Kansas City under the name Roland T. Owen. Days later, he was discovered brutally tortured and murdered, with his wounds indicating he'd been alive during every cut. His identity? Still unknown to this day. The set of the Passion of the Christ wasn't just intense, it was cursed. Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus, was struck by lightning twice during filming. He also dislocated his shoulder, got hypothermia, and was accidentally whipped for real. One crew member said, "It felt like something didn't want that film made." Whatever it was, it hit hard. Father Gabriel Hemmerth, the real Vatican exorcist, claimed to have faced a child possessed by a demon who levitated, spoke perfect Latin, and screamed biblical passages in reverse. The boy's voice changed, and furniture moved on its own. The Vatican never denied this case. After Charles Peck died in a 2008 train crash, his family received 35 phone calls from his cell over the next 2 days. When they answered, just static. When they called back, it went to voicemail. His body was found, but his phone was never recovered. Who was trying to reach them? The screenplay for Attic, a comedy that was never made, has a death count. Every actor cast to play the lead role died shortly after accepting it, including John Belushi, Sam Kinison, and Chris Farley. The script is still out there, unread. They say the dead are buried to keep them from coming back. But in La Noria, Chile, the dead were dug up. The abandoned mining town is littered with open graves and exposed human remains left behind by decades of looters and occult seekers. Visitors report whispering winds that call them by name, and footsteps that never seem to follow their own. One of the oldest recorded possessions in Europe ended with a bizarre truth. In 1599, 12-year-old Elizabeth Knapp claimed to be possessed contorting, screaming in tongues, even lifting off the floor. A priest documented everything. Years later, her grave was opened, and inside was a shriveled heart. That wasn't human. In Japan, children are warned about a spirit in public toilets. It's not a joke. The ghost of Hanako-san is said to haunt the third stall of girls' bathrooms. Knock 3 times and ask, "Are you there, Hanako-san?" And you might hear her say yes. But she doesn't want to play she pulls you into the stall, and you vanish. They said he was just a genius. But what if he was cursed? Nikola Tesla claimed he received visions from another dimension, and even spoke of building a death beam capable of destroying cities. He died alone in a New York hotel room where the FBI seized his belongings within hours. Why? In Bolivia, over 100 children vanished between 2001 and 2005. Locals blamed. Los Tios horned demon statues said to live inside mines and demand blood for gold. Some believe sacrifices were made,